Song 17, The Instructions on the Mountain. Thus he spoke wisely and told God's spell. The guardian of the land taught his people with a clear mind. Heroes were very eager and willing to stand around God's Son, intent on his words. They thought and kept silent. They listened to the chieftain of the people, giving law to the nobly born. He promised them the heaven kingdom and said to the heroes, I can also tell you, my companions, in truthful words, that from now on you will be for the human race this world's light, shining peacefully among men, over many peoples, bright and beautiful. Your great works cannot be hidden, nor the intent with which you proclaim them, any more than a hill fort on a mountain, a high steep-sided hill, can be hidden with its gigantic works. So also your words and deeds cannot be concealed from human beings in this middle world. Do as I teach you. Let your powerful light shine for people, for the sons of men, so that they understand your feelings, your works, and your will, and therefore they will praise the ruling God, the Heavenly Father, with a clear mind in this light, because he gave you such teaching. Nor should anyone who has light hide it from people, keeping it well concealed. But rather, he should set it up high in the house so that all who are inside, the heroes in the hall, can see it together. So you should not hide your holy word from the people of this country, concealing it from mankind's heroes, but instead you should spread God's command high and wide throughout all this countryside, so that everyone born will understand it and carry it out. Just as in the olden days, when earls held the old law, very wise men spoke in words, so now I tell you all the more, just as it was commanded in the old law, each and every man is to serve God. Do not think for a moment that I have come to this world to destroy the old law, to chop it down among the people, and to throw down the word of the prophets. They were truthful men, clear in their commands. Heaven and earth, standing now united, will both fall apart before even a minute bit of their words, in which they gave true commands to the people here, goes unaccomplished in this world. I did not come to this world to fail the word of the prophets, but to fulfill them, to increase them, and to make them new again for the children of men, for the good of this people. It was written before in the old law. You have often heard word-wise men say it. Whosoever in this world so acts that he steals another's old age from him, robs him of his life, the sons of men shall put such a person to death. I now want to add more depth to this concept, to push it further. Whosoever is hostile to another in his feelings, angry in his heart, they are all brothers after all, the blessed people of God. They belong to the clan. They are family relatives. If someone, however, becomes so hostile to another in his feelings that he would rob the man of his life if he could do so, then he is already guilty, condemned to lose his life spirit, receiving the very same sentence as the other man who by the strength of his hand robbed another earl of his head. It is also written in the law in true words, as you all know, that one should love his neighbor zealously in his heart, be kind to his relatives, be good to his fellow clansmen, be generous in his giving, be loving to each of his friends, and shall hate his enemies, resisting them in battle, and with a strong mind shall defend himself against their wrath. Now I say to you truthfully, with greater fullness for the people, that you are to love your enemies. Love your enemies in your feelings, just as you love your family relatives in God's name. Do a great deal of good for them. Extend friendly loyalty to them with a clear mind. Love versus their hatred. This is long-lasting advice for every man. This is how a person's feelings against his enemy should be directed. Then you will have as your own the gift that you can be called the Heaven King's sons, his happy children, and you cannot obtain anything better than that in this world. I would also like to say to you all, in truth, to everyone born, that you cannot donate anything of your goods to God's house that would be worthy of his acceptance with an angry mind. Or for as long as you are thinking anything hostile or vicious against another human being. You are to reconcile yourself with your opponent beforehand, talk out an agreement. Then afterwards you may donate your treasures at God's altar. Then they are worthy of the King of Heaven. You should serve God more according to his graciousness, following his will, more than other Jews do, if you want to own the eternal kingdom and see everlasting life. I shall also tell you that it is commanded in the old law that one earl must not seduce another man's woman, the other's wife, into immorality. But then I say to you, in all truth, that a man's eyes can quickly lead him off into murky, evil behavior if he lets his emotions goad him on, so that he begins to yearn for someone who can never go with him. At that point, he has already committed a sin himself, on his own, and chained the penalty of hell to his heart. If, then, a man's eyes or his right hand or any other member of his body wants to lead him off onto the path of evil, then it is better for any earl, any of the sons of men, that he remove it from his body and throw it away. It is better to come up to heaven without it than with all his members intact, a man wend his way hale and hearty to the inferno, to the bottom of hell. Human weakness dictates that no one should follow a close friend if the friend is going to urge him on to crimes, to court trials. It does not matter how closely he is related to him by clan, nor how powerful their family relationship is. If the friend is urging him to murder, pushing him to commit crime, it is better for him that he cast the friend far away from himself, avoid this relative, and not have any love for him, so that he will be able to go up to the high heaven kingdom by himself, rather than they both go down together to the extensive tortures and hideous hardship of hell's confinement.